once again, we're going to continue reading in the Dragon Within Saga, Book 1, Convergence. We're going to pick right up in Chapter 2 where we left off, and we left off just as the little boy was backhanded by the beast after he stood in defiance to him. So we're going to pick right up after that. Slowly, deeply, he inhaled a life filled with a resonant hate formed and fashioned in the moments of this first memory. Echoing beyond the confines of his childhood, it worked within his child's mind for a time after until it was all but a single feeling of a faint and tarnished hope that something, anything in his desolate life, could provide an escape from the reality he was slowly resigning to. Indeed, only the confirming feeling he felt quietly screaming inside offered some solace from his meager surroundings. This was the first time he had witnessed up close and without censor the crushing might of selfish greed upon those who would seek to do only good. In the days and weeks following, he had questioned his role in the death of the old, homeless man. Had this happened because he had reached for the apple? The urging within him said that it had not. The reasoning whisper told him that it was not his fault, but it was the rampant rage contained within an unchecked immortal who held the ultimate responsibility. Yet, tenderly, the nudging he experienced while lying helpless on the street reminded him that, while his responsibility was not the only anchor to the ship of injustice, it was a contributing factor. How could he, a child, be responsible in even the smallest fashion for such an outburst of a grossly performed primal display of thoughtless need? The feeling of slight and gentle tugging returned that he should have known better. He was smarter. Of course he should have known that the owner had been watching him, and of course he should have known what the illicit reaction would be when he accepted anything as a gift from anyone. He should have known that the audacity of this acceptance would be exponentially compounded because it was given by someone who had nothing except selflessness within his heart. And lastly, and most importantly, he should have known that nothing is given without a consequence and nothing good was meant to last. The nudging was right. It was honest. For perhaps the first and only time in his life, he had been given a guiding touch of knowledge without a selfish intention behind it. And still, even now, as he sat in the solitude of his most holy of places, surrounded by the rooms of power establishing the dark link between he and his master, this honesty and truth rang clear as if the most brilliant bell had just been struck by a hammer resonating with a complementing vibrational pitch making a perfect harmony with each collision. Yet the old man was only the first step in his journey into the blissful acceptance of darkness and its resulting power. Though there were several more events contributing to his transformation from a sacred and troubled child into the ambitious weapon of darkness he was directed to be, only two more stood apart. There would only be two more memories he would allow himself to temporarily indulge in while feeding from the dark link. Only two more with the worthiness to necessitate a temporary pause in the internal ceremonies and meditative development of his faith. So between immortal breaths of accepting more dark power into his innermost being, he dove into the second of his specific recollections. Nothing brings clarity like the true revisiting of cause and effect after enough time has passed to remove the subjective need to twist things so we can face them, thereby easing our realization of just how imperfect we are. It wasn't until far in the future that he was able to face his role in the second memory, and consequently, his role in anchoring his growing ship of hate. Therefore, it wasn't until the same time had passed until this revelation became truly manifest, and he felt the fullness of having his master within. We're going to stop right there again because it's a great time, and pick up next time as we discover his second memory that he contributes to causing him to delve into hate. Once again, thank you so much for your sponsorship and enjoying my content. Could never have done it without you. Have a great rest of the day, and always remember to release your dragon within. Thank you once again.